The main point I am making in my chapter is that even with a lower projection, a low projection of electricity requirement in the country is so dependent on imported energy that we would need renewables and we would need to have developed solar. Now the question comes, yes, we need solar, but at the same time recognize that the cost of solar today, when you consider the low load factor of the solar and the high load factor that a coal-based power plant can give, is something like 8 times as much as that of coal for installing 1 kilowatt hour per year generating capacity. And if you take that into account, if we push solar too fast, all our investment will go into solar and not enough would be available for other sectors and the economy would slow down. Therefore, I said while we need solar, we need to pace solar in a more effective way and recognize. The other point to recognize is the solar costs are coming down. That 10 years down the line, the cost may be much lower than it is today, and so we should perhaps wait a little bit before pushing solar too rapidly. At the same time, I argue that yes, we need to push solar somewhat because we need to create capacity within the country. We need to exploit scale. We need to have our industries and other things set up so that we are able to absorb the solar power and have benefit of the scale of the economy. So given all these things, I am saying hasten slowly, and therefore that's the main point. I also argue that all these hoopla about decentralized solar and rooftop should be also looked at with little more grain of salt, I would say. First of all, rooftop should be supported, but without subsidy, because only the rich have rooftops, and if you subsidize rooftop, you are subsidizing the rich. At the same time, if you give them a net metering tariff, we should recognize the consequences on the whole grid system of having this net metering, so that the net metering price should reflect the whole direct and indirect consequences on the grid as well. So this is another point. The third point I make is that even these so-called decentralized renewable village level plants, we need to think them through, because to run a plant at a village level would require skills, someone who is able to manage, operate, maintain and be a business, make it a business success. A person with that skills would not be happy with the amount of money he can make by serving one village. So he would want to have a much larger thing. At the same time, a village level plant or any plant needs a backup. So if you provide every single plant a backup, then the cost would be very much higher. And therefore, I am a strong advocate of grid level, grid connected advocate solar plants, rather than just thinking about very, very small things. Yes, if you're a dramatic technological breakthrough, that you have solar, at the same time coupled with it a mechanism which converts solar into, let's say, hydrogen, which then makes you completely independent of the grid from forever, then it's a different story. But such a technology is perhaps far in the future, or that such kind of you could say game-changing technology is yet to come.